Hello everyone, my name's Alex Haney. Welcome to my channel, the place for outdoorsy queers to share and connect. Today I want to talk to you guys about backcountry cook kits. But before we get into that, I just want to make a quick announcement. Today is Tuesday and I have decided that I want to stick to a consistent posting schedule from now on. So what I'm going to try to do for you guys is post one of these types of videos every Tuesday. So kind of like a how-to video or just like a backcountry type chat video. And then on Thursdays, if I do have a trip video, like something that I've shot out on a trip in the backcountry, then that's when I'll be posting those. Second thing I want to mention is you might have noticed that the name of my channel has changed from just Alex Haney to Out of the Closet Into the Woods. For the past like 6 months or so, I've really been shifting this channel away from like my personal transition channel to more of a channel for outdoorsy queer and trans people to connect with each other and just share and build community. Okay, so let's just get into cook kits. This is what I do that I like, that works for me. I'd love to hear what you all do. So you'll notice there's a lot of different stuff here. If I just did one type of trip, like say I always did solo trips, then I wouldn't need all of this stuff. Then I would just need this right here. But I do a lot of different kinds of trips. I do plenty of solo trips, but I also do trips with just one other friend or, you know, a small group, or I do a trip with a bigger group of like, you know, 5, 6, 8 people. I do different styles of trips too. Like some of my trips that I do are really about hiking and paddling, and I don't want to spend a lot of time cooking. In that case, I go with something more simple, whereas I do some trips where the people I go with want to spend more time camping. And on those types of trips, you know, you can focus a bit more on cooking nice meals and stuff like that. So then I bring more stuff because the extra weight is worth it, because you're spending more of your time doing that kind of stuff. This is also all going to be just for 3-season use. You know, in the winter it's a totally different thing. So for my solo trips, I don't tend to spend a lot of time in camp. I spend most of my time hiking or paddling and maybe filming video for you guys. So because of that, I don't spend a lot of time cooking. I don't often build fires. I make really simple meals because that's just not what I want to be spending my time on. So because of that, I just have this really simple cook kit, and I always do bring a mug, like no matter what. I like to have coffee. For my spoon, I'm really liking this Optimus titanium long-handled spoon. It's awesome for all situations, like stirring stuff in the bigger pots is really awesome. Probably seen it in a couple videos. So another situation that I would encounter is going on a trip with one other friend. And so in that case, I'd want a little bit of a bigger pot, so this is what I'd bring. And I really like these kinds of pots with, you know, this kind of handle on the top so that you can hang it over a fire and cook if you want. That's really handy. So I'd bring this pot plus one more bowl or something for the second person to eat out of. So one person would eat out of this pot, one person eat out of this smaller thing that just nests in there. And this is actually what I used as my solo kit before I got this. So ideally on the 2-person trip I would only be bringing this, but you know, if we did want to fry something up, I also do have a pan that this nests into that I could bring. Probably not on a hiking trip, but on a canoe trip, sure, why not? Okay, so moving up to the next category of a trip, this is sort of my setup for like a 3 to 6 person trip in spring to fall. Definitely is a bit big for a 3-person, but you know, I can't have a setup for every single scenario that I'm going to encounter, or else I wouldn't have any room in my apartment. So anyway, again, like I was mentioning before, how much I bring depends on what kind of trip it is. If it's just like a group of us and we want to be hiking or paddling all day, then I just bring the pot plus enough of these types of things for us all to eat out of. I have a bunch of these, like enough for groups of, I think, 8 or 10 maybe. So if it was a trip where we were spending a lot of time camping though, like my most recent Algonquin trip, if you watch the video for the outbound trip, that was, you know, we did a couple hours of paddling a day, maybe 2 or 3 hours, but a lot of the time was spent in camp. So we did bring extra stuff. So we did bring this smaller thing, which is nice if we cooked up some rice in here, and then you can have like something in this pot with some rice. And we also brought one extra pot for stir fry as well. I recently picked up this from the thrift store. It's just an aluminum pan, and that's gonna kind of be my frying pan for those types of trips from now on. I haven't blackened it up like my other stuff yet. And also, really depending on the trip, I might bring this, which is my coffee kettle pot. I really like this thing, especially, you know, when there's a lot of people who drink coffee. I probably would never bring this on a backpacking trip, but for canoeing, it's awesome. It's definitely worth it if people like hot drinks, like hot chocolate or tea or coffee. So I don't know, it depends so much on the trip, like what combination of stuff I bring. It really depends so much on our itinerary and our trip goals and all that kind of stuff, whether it's canoeing or hiking. You know, maybe I only bring one pot, but I also bring this. My next up would be this big pot. It's just an aluminum thing from the thrift store. It's a bit bigger than this pot. So this is what I would take for trips of like 6 to 8, maybe 9 people. I probably wouldn't go in a bigger group than that, so this will serve me pretty well. And the lid for this one fits on here too. Oh yeah, and for, you know, the group trips, I like to have a little separate baggie with all our spoons and utensils in it, as well as just a little fold-out scooper so everybody can scoop their stuff into their separate little bowls. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I use for backcountry cooking. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up so I know what you all are into. Definitely take that into consideration when I'm making future videos. So yeah, anytime you do like any specific thing that I'm doing, make sure you give it a thumbs up so I know to keep making those kinds of videos. As always, I love hearing from you in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Bye.